Hi, Flosstube. I'm Rolanda.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is
Rose Crafty Corner. Welcome back to all of our existing subscribers and previous viewers. And to any new subscribers or new viewers, we're glad to have you here and we hope you enjoy what you see and that you will become regular viewers and subscribers as well. Now, speaking of subscribers,
yeah, we got some great news.
We did forget to mention last time, 2 videos ago, we actually were hoping to get over 100 subscribers. We did it. We are well over 100 now. So Yay. Thank you very much to those of you who subscribed, since we did ask for that. And hopefully we will get many, many more.
Give yourselves a pat on the back.
Yes.
We, as Kylie was just saying, we've had an influx, so it's been awesome. We've been watching it go up and getting excited with every single new subscriber. So if you are one of those new ones, rest assured that we have been getting excited.
We do appreciate you and we thank you.
And also, if you have seen us mentioned on another channel or heard of us mentioned somewhere, please let us know where that is. Like if it's another Flosstube or if it's out and about in the real life, you know, in the real world, let us know, because we would love to give thanks to those people who are recommending us.
Absolutely. And if it is another Flosstuber, if we haven't already checked out their videos, we'd like to check them out too.
Yeah, because we love watching Flosstube just like you guys do. So we would love to see who is subscribing to us and what they work on, you know, and what their projects are. And
for sure.
We're very excited.
We are very excited. Now, today is a public holiday here in Australia for Anzac Day.
That basically means that every 25th of April, every year, we celebrate and commemorate the day for Australian and New Zealand victims of war. And we like to celebrate the people who have fought for us. So it's a big day of celebration and there's many activities going on.
Well, we'll get into it, hey?
We should.
Now,
we've got lots today.
I didn't have any new starts, but you did.
I sure did.
Well, actually, technically I did.
Did you?
Yes. I forgot. Because I'm not actually counting this as a whip.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
So, talking about other Flosstubers, I have been watching a lot of Cross Stitch to the Globe.
Yes, we like those two ladies.
And I do enjoy watching them. And in one of their episodes, I can't remember if it was one of the recent ones or an older one, because I have gone back and started watching them from the beginning, because they've been going not all that much longer than we have.
Yeah, around the same time we have.
So now they had a little tin. Now I think they actually bought it as a kit, but it was a little, a kit in a tin, basically. And they just keep it in like their handbag. And whenever they go somewhere, if you go to an appointment or waiting for, school pickup or whatever, just do a few stitches in that.
5 minutes, take advantage.
Exactly. And I thought that was a brilliant idea. So I basically kitted up my own little tin. I didn't buy the official one because I'm trying to stitch from my stash. And I remembered when I looked through my stash that I had these little patterns from Paddock Lane Designs.
Yeah.
And they're just perfect because there's like little to no backstitch, not many colours, and I've actually started on the Cool Sun ornament there. There are 2 colours in that. It's perfect, and they're only little. So I did actually make a start on it. Now I've just got to work out which way it goes.
See how tiny this is.
It is a tiny, tiny start. Because I've just literally been doing it in the car when I've gone to school pickup. So I don't even know if you can even see much on there.
You can see a few stitches.
So I started in the middle. So
do you want to hold this one?
Under the nose, under the sunglasses bridge, basically. And I thought if I can work my way around the outside, then I know I've only got to fill in.
Yeah.
So I've actually scanned that into my markup app on my phone. So I've always got it with me.
Yeah.
So in my little kit, obviously I've got my needle and a little needle minder. And I actually can attach that to the lid with the needle winder.
Good going. Good
and
thinking.
So Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs actually in these kits has just given you a little bit of the flosses and just on little floss drops. So because you need so little of it. And I've just got my scissors. Now these scissors I got from the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Advent Calendar. So one of my Whip Go rewards earlier in the year.
I like these ones because when they fold up, the blades don't actually touch anything.
That's
so they're
right.
protected.
So that's why I thought they were perfect for this, and I've just put a little needle threader in there as well. So that is my little tin to have in my handbag. So when I'm out and about, I can just pull it out and still do a few stitches, but I'm not counting it towards my stitch count or as a whip or anything like that. It is, you know, there'll be no rush on it. It will just be. Because
it is just for
It is just for filling in when I've got a few minutes. You know, I can't get out a big project. I just
of course.
pull that out. So that was my new start.
Awesome.
Now you had a new start that was a bit bigger than mine.
I had a new start. Yeah, it was a bit bigger. My new start, I have to sort of preface that I shouldn't probably have had access to this pattern until after my birthday. As it came from one of my birthday presents. So it came from Cross Stitch for the Earth, the Emma Congdon book. And the design that I'm doing is called, well, they don't really have names. They just have design numbers.
Oh, okay.
So I'm calling it Take Care of the Earth. And it's a new start, obviously, so there's nothing to show from beforehand. I spent 3 days on it. So 3 days this week. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I did a grand total of 2,772 stitches. I know, like crazy, right?
Wow.
I wasn't feeling so great earlier this week, so I had a lot of resting to feel better.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of this week, we weren't even sure I'd be able to film today. So I'm feeling much better.
We were making alternate arrangements, so don't panic, but we're here. We're here. We're doing it.
So as you can see, I'll put it over that side. This is the width of the pattern in the banner. So I've only got a bit on the top and the bottom to go. And I started this one on Monday, which was Earth Day. And that's the reason why I started a new one.
Yeah.
Out of the Earth book. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. It's on a 16 count white 8er. And it was just one that I had in my stash. So I'm using up my stash.
Excellent. That's what we want to do.
And all the threads were already in my stash.
Yeah.
Some of them were random threads. Like I didn't use a brand new skein. It was obviously ones that I'd already previously used or got given as bobbins and they had the right numbers on them. So yeah, I was pretty proud about that one. I was loving it. So let's see how much more it gets, but I'm not sure if it'll get much more before the end of April.
No, there's only about 5 days left.
Yeah, and you'll find about that later when planned. So it may be just taking a little back seat for a little while.
Stay tuned. Okay, shall we move on to whips?
Yep, perfect.
Right. The first one I worked on was Victorian Charm. And I had to move the Q-snap.
Yeah, you sure did.
So we will show you the picture of where I was previously. I'm just basically working my way down and across as I go. Yeah, I can't show you the whole thing without taking it out of the grime guard, but I've got the picture of what it previously was looking like. So you'll be able to see as high up as it goes. And then this is as low as I've gotten to. So for this one, in the last fortnight since we spoke to you last, I got 1,023 stitches done, and it is now at 46% complete. And my goal for this one this year was to get it to at least 50%.
Wow, you are so close.
I'm getting close to 50% now, so I'm really quite excited about that.
And do you think that's because having it on a whip rotation, it has...
it definitely helps because I'm actively doing some on it each month, whereas at one point when I was trying to follow challenges,
You may not have been
I might not
picking it
have
up.
touched it for,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
3-4 months.
Yeah.
So definitely I find that the whip rotation does help me.
I feel like I need to pull my finger out now and get on with
onto
mine.
yours. Yeah, I know, right? So the next one I worked on was Geranium Fairy.
This one you've done.
This one I've had to take out of the Q-snap because I went up and did all the top border on both sides. So the top 2 pages are fully complete, but most of the stitching is down in the lower 2 pages.
Yeah, because she's bottom heavy, isn't she, on the pages?
Of, yeah, her wings and body and the leaves and stem of the flower are all sort of in the lower half.
Yeah. She's looking so good. Like, look at her face and her hair. There's so much detail.
Yeah. So she's coming along, and I got 1,099 stitches in.
Wow, you've been doing so well.
And this one is now at 45.1% complete. So,
oh my gosh. Did you have a goal for this one for the end of the year?
Not specifically. I started this one because of a challenge.
Mm-hmm. That was late last year, wasn't it?
That I think was late last year, yes. I needed to do 1,000 stitches in red or something. So that's why I started this one. Oh, and there was another one that was work on something with the fairy, I think. So it kind of covered both.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
So there were kind of 2 challenges that were the reason I started this one.
Yeah. And
when I finish this one, I will start the next one that I've got in this series, and then I have another one after that.
Mm-hmm.
So
stay tuned.
The plan is to do 3 of them and to basically frame them and put them along a wall together.
Yeah, that'll look really nice.
Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the progress on that one.
So you should be.
And then, of course, we had the stitching meetup last weekend.
Was it? Oh my gosh, it was last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gone so quick.
And I was feeling well, so I did some work on Hedwig.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
Hedwig, I got 300 stitches done along here somewhere down the bottom, and she's now at 9.3%.
Mm-hmm.
So once I get all the way over to where this lines up over here, I'll be moving up onto the next page.
Yeah.
Over there. So.
And also, while I think of it, we asked last time, what do you think this is, a cloud or a mountain? And we've had a few people tell us that they think it's a cloud. And
we're pretty sure it is too.
Now that it's stitched and coming in more, it's looking more and more like a cloud.
Well, also, I've sort of had a look on the cover picture, and there is a mountain that comes in the other side of the castle, and you can sort of tell a difference between that one and that one. So
this one looks more roundish, like a cloud would look. The other one looks more,
and just the colours as well, I think, are a bit lighter. So we're going with this as a cloud over here, and there'll be a mountain over the other side.
Yes, so we've got the cloud done, and a lot of the castle is done. So
yep. So that's Hedwig. So she's coming along well, which is good. I'm glad I actually did complete my Whip Go goal.
Oh, excellent.
Because I mentioned last time that I had a goal of 500 stitches on a full coverage project, and my only full coverage project is Hedwig, and I did 207 or something earlier in the month, and then now I got 300 done. So
excellent.
Yay! So I'll show you my Whip Go reward a little bit later.
It's always good when you get a reward for something.
It is nice. I reward myself, but it's fine.
Why not?
And the other one I worked on, and this one was for a challenge prompt. I had to work on my smallest whip, and it was Quiet Please.
And did you have to do so many 100 stitches in this one, the smallest whip?
It was part of the Whip Warriors road trip. And it was to get a 50% discount on your stitches. You had to stitch on your smallest whip. So I did, and therefore did, instead of 650 stitches, which would take me a while, I got to do 325.
Awesome.
But
Love
I actually did 400 stitches on this one, and it's at 14.9% complete now.
I love that for you because, you know, anything to reduce your stitch count.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I don't have a lot of time. The day I did this, I actually wasn't feeling very well myself. So I kind of, you know, had a TV day.
Yeah, why not?
TV and stitching. So yeah, I'm really enjoying doing this one. So it's like, I want to keep doing it, but I don't want to finish it either. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm really enjoying it. So.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
So that one's on a 25 count even weave that I picked up at the D-Stash markets last year.
Oh, well, that's good.
So.
That's using your stash.
It is, yes. And all the floss I already had too. So those are my whips.
Awesome. So now we're on to mine.
Yes. What have you got to show us?
Okay. So we all know. Yeah, well, I have been busy. We all know that April, my birthday month, was Durene Jones month. We kind of had named it unofficially. And if you saw our last video, you would know that I've finished quite a few of the small ones that I had, and I decided I wanted to continue on with this particular piece. Now, this one's called Summer Wishes, and I continued on with this one because I really wanted to get a good chunk of it done. And so I concentrated a lot in the sand and on one of the beach huts, which is this one here. And if you look closely, you can see a little life preserver on the door. And I think it's just so cute because when I was stitching it, and I don't know if you find this, but when you're stitching, you're just stitching the colour, right? And you're concentrating on what colour needs to go where, and I couldn't really see it. But once I held it back from myself, I was like, oh, that's what those colours are, you know, because I wasn't looking at the cover photo.
Sometimes when I take a photo for the challenges, that's when I look back and I go, oh, you can see that detail. Look at that. I hadn't noticed until I'd taken the picture and looked at the picture.
And I think it's because you're so busy concentrating on what colour is going where, and, you know, you're following the process of stitching. You're not really sort of analysing it, you know. And I don't know about you, but I don't look at the cover photo all the time. I just look at the
where
pattern.
You are in the pattern and what you need to do. Yeah, exactly.
So for this one, I worked on it 4 days and I did 2,511 stitches.
Wow.
So that's huge. I mean, even for me.
It kind of makes my 400 look pretty piddly, doesn't it?
Yes, but as we've discussed, well, no, it doesn't make it look piddly, but as we've discussed, we have totally different stitching styles and lifestyles and all the rest. So, but, you know, I'm sort of surprising myself that I get that much. And when I add them up, I'm like, I have to add them up 2 or 3 times just to make sure I'm getting the right number. And, like, haven't added, you know, 2 700s when I only did 700 on one day. You know what I mean? Like, because, so that's Summer Wishes. I was hoping to get a little bit further with her. However, you know, it is what it is. I'm not stressed about it. I'm quite happy with how far I've got. So she will go away for a little bit now, and then I'll come back to her later on in the year.
Very good.
So that's that one. Okay, so my second one is stained glass elephants. No, stained glass elephants. I trip up every single time.
You've got to say it slowly.
You do. So you will see the cover photo and the picture we had last time. And then this is where I am now. And I've taken it out of the Q-snap because I was concentrating on a certain area and the Q-snap is quite large. And I'm finding that I'm getting sore shoulders and not great posture from having it so large. So because I was only concentrating on a certain area, I put it in a smaller hoop and found it much easier.
Yeah, it would be.
The area I was concentrating on was through here and through here.
You're putting some colour in.
Yep.
Nice.
And a little bit through here because I had a challenge to do 2,000 stitches in blue.
Right.
So I did my 2,000 in blue and then I filled in with the rest of it. And then I got this little section here fully filled in. And then, you know, like there's some blues in here, but there's also some aquas and greens and, you know, that sort of stuff. But yeah, so I got the 2,000 done through here and through here. So I spent 4 days on this one and I got a total of 3,240 stitches. So this one went a little bit quicker than the last one, but spent the same amount of days. And I'm now at 13,175 out of 140,000, which equals 9.41%.
Cool.
So she's moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's moving along.
It just goes to show how big that's going to be.
Yeah.
That is not quite 10% yet.
Yeah, and if you can see this little part here, that's the halfway mark of the width. So, you know, I've just gone over halfway, but if you put like this much again from here out, that's, maybe if we put it back a bit, you'll see the full grid. Yeah. So that's pretty much how wide it's going to be. And then it's obviously going to be a lot longer.
It's a big one.
So I chose that one because, you know, I needed to work on it, keep it moving, but because I could get those 2,000 blue stitches in one project, it was perfect, you know. Yeah.
So it satisfied the challenge as well as your need to do it.
Yeah. And I got like 3,240 stitches in, which was like, that's 3,240 I didn't have last month.
Absolutely.
You know, like to move it along.
It all adds up. Absolutely.
Okay, my next one is Aussie Christmas Countdown. This one's still in the hoop. And thank you, Kylie. I'll just lift this up a little bit so you can see the top of it. Now, this one is by Salty Threads Studio on Etsy. I spent 1 day on this because this was my Whip Go challenge. And the challenge was to get 750 stitches in, and I smashed it. I ended up getting 1,041 in.
Wow.
Yep, and she's now on 7.83%, I think. I think that's right from what markup's telling me.
Right.
I'll have to double check it, but yeah. So basically I worked on the flower here and the leaves coming down. And then I worked on the number 1 block with the crocodile. Maybe we can do a little zoom in of the crocodile. He's so cute.
How am I doing? Because I can't see it.
Beautiful. Perfect. The only thing left in that block to do is the actual number 1 and a little bit of flowers around the number 1.
Cool.
And then obviously there's a tiny bit of backstitch in that one. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one.
Very good.
And then the last one I worked on was my Sal from Spruce Craft Co. called Gnome Place Like Home. The second installment had come out earlier in the month, which is the little gnomes, and this little gnome is painting the other little gnome in the background and the border on the right-hand side. So I thought, how cute is that? He's painting his little friend, because you don't know what this is because it's a mystery cell.
Yeah.
So when it came out, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute.
It's very cute. And you remembered to put your gnome needle minder on.
I did. Yep. That one is from Amanda's Magical Minders. So we will link her below. She has awesome needle minders.
She does have some absolutely great ones.
Yep. And because I was doing all the backstitch in this part 2, I went up and I did the tiny bit of backstitch in the gnome's face of that one, which I hadn't done beforehand.
No, you did say you were going to leave it until you had more to do because it was such a small amount.
Yeah. And obviously you can see there's quite a big difference between the words. In the release, it had black on the inside. I made my own colours on the inside, and a number of people have actually really liked that and asked me what colours I've used. So I've actually inspired them to use the same colours, and they have. And then with the border, it's got like a checkerboard sort of pattern with the colours, and then it had like black crosses all the way down. However, I felt that was sort of anchoring it to be a bit heavy for my liking, so I just did a black backstitch down. And so, yeah, I mean, you can change things around however you like and however
Absolutely.
you see it. So,
It's
yeah.
the great thing about cross stitch is you can customise things to make them your own.
Yeah. So I took that one to the Stitchy meetup, and a lot of people liked it, commenting on it. Yeah. And I did 2 days, 988 stitches.
Very good.
So, yeah, I have been a very busy gal.
You have.
That's all my whips.
That's all your whips. Okay, well, I had a finish.
Yay!
But then it became an FFO. So, did you have any finishes that are not FFOs first?
No, I don't have any finishes.
All right,
or
so
FFOs.
we will move. Oh, okay, so only me for FFOs.
Yeah.
So, well, the one I just mentioned, you'll see next time because it is part of Rose's birthday present. So I can't show you that yet.
It's all right. I'm waiting.
This is when I finished a very long time ago. I've been cross-stitching on and off for
a number of years.
Quite some time.
So have I.
Without giving my age away. Let's just, yeah.
You were cross-stitching in the womb, weren't you?
Yes, that's it. Yep, absolutely.
Professional.
Now, this, I wouldn't go that far. I'm still learning. I feel like this is a hobby that you are constantly learning.
Of course, yes, definitely.
Just pick things up from other people. So anyway, this is one that I finished a long, long time ago. Okay. It was one of my very early ones. It was a kit, I think, from Spotlight. I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember who it was because I didn't keep any of those details because there was no such thing as Flosstube back then.
Yep.
But
you no longer have the pattern.
I no longer have the pattern or anything.
If we did, we would know the details.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But it's been sitting in the cupboard for a long time. I can't get it without the glue.
Yeah.
It's been sitting in the cupboard for a very long time.
Do our best.
And I finally got around to I framed it. I bought a frame from Kmart, just a plain white frame, and I framed it myself.
It looks really good in the white frame.
So I'm really quite happy with that. So that might end up on the wall next time. Of course. Yeah. I'm not going to do it now because I've got to get up out of the chair and everything to do it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can probably see there it was 1998 that I finished that one. I actually remembered to put the date and everything on it then, so that shows you how long I've been stitching on and off. At least that long, because that was it was one of the very early pieces I did. So I think it was 16 or 18 count, I can't remember. And then this one I started quite some time ago but finished it in 2020.
Right.
And it's just a little Winnie the Pooh one.
It is adorable.
And that was also a kit. And I can't remember.
Flowers and friends go hand in hand.
Yeah. So it's Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. And again, I just bought the frame from Kmart and did it up myself. And I do have another one in this series to do. So I need to get myself another frame.
It's the same. Cute.
So, yeah, now I'm not sure which one I want to put on the wall.
All of them.
So,
all the ones.
Yeah. So that one was a kit, and I do have another kit that was in the same style that I need to do. So yeah, I have to buy a frame while those frames are still around, because who knows when I'll get to the project, and if I go looking for a frame at that time, I guarantee I won't find the same style frames. So
yeah, that's right. Because these things sort of go with seasons and all the rest too. Yeah, and styles.
Yeah. So those are my 2 FFOs that I can show you, but I did have a third one, which we'll show next time.
She's dying. She's dying to show it, let me tell you.
No, not really. It's okay.
It's okay. Well, we've got to space these things out, you know.
That's right. Yeah. So you didn't have any FFOs this time, so we will move straight into plan.
I was planning to have the gnome, Mother Earth Day gnome fully finished. However, because of feeling unwell and other things, and I just didn't get around to it. So
maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
We'll see. All right, so we will move on to our plans.
Yeah, we've got some plans.
So I have my whip rotation, which will be the 80s movie night sell. I always got to think when I say that one. So
it's like stained glass elephants.
You got to say it
slowly.
slowly.
To think then.
Well, because we so often just leave it to 80s movies
Yeah.
or 80s sell
Yeah.
or something. So I got to think when I say the whole thing.
That's right.
So the 80s movie night sell,
Mm-hmm.
I will be working on this weekend
Mm-hmm.
because it is the Strident sell with Whip Warriors,
Yes.
which means you work on a stitch along,
Mm-hmm.
whether it is an official stitch along or, you know, just you and a friend or a group of friends stitching the same thing.
It doesn't have to be official stitching. It doesn't have to have a hashtag or anything like that. No.
So
it's really good. I like that because it's relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, like we started a couple of pieces together, so we could work on those ones if we wanted to. So yeah.
Yeah. But my plan is to work on the 80s movie night sale.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing for your Strident sale?
Well, for my Strident sale, I'm going to be picking up Stroke of Midnight, aka Cinderella. Because it is a stitch of Cinderella. So I just call her Cinderella.
Yeah.
I haven't worked on her since February.
Right. So she needs some work.
Yeah, she certainly does need some concentration. And
you were a little bit inspired to
I
get
was
back
inspired
to that one.
to pull this one out by the girls at Cross Stitch the Globe.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Alison and Stephanie. I very much appreciate
because
watching your Flosstube and seeing how many Cinderella.
Alison has a lot of Cinderella projects. Yeah. She loves Cinderella as well. So
when I was watching it the other day, I was like, Strident sale's coming up. I did have something else planned, and I was like, I'm going to be working on that later in May anyway. So let's pull out Cinderella. So thank you for the inspiration. Yes. And I'll be pulling her out.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Now, Mania.
So May is Mania.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure why it started, but I remember something about in the beginning people starting a new project every day in May. So 31 projects. And like, if you can do that,
I'm not doing that.
You know, I will bow down to you. I love a lot of projects, but I couldn't handle 31 new projects.
No, new one every day.
Especially not on top of what I already have now.
No. I couldn't handle you doing that.
Me. I wouldn't be here anymore. You know,
no.
I may be sitting right back there near the door.
You might be out the door. And don't come back.
No, we joke.
So now Mania has grown into many things. So again, in the Whip Warriors group, they're doing a Mania stream for the month of May. You pick your own Mania. So there's things like people are doing Monogamania, and where they're only working on the one project for the whole month. Mega Mania, which I think
is like the really big full coverage pieces.
Yeah. So and there's all sorts of different things.
Well, I had suggested a couple.
Yeah.
Mystery Mania. So you spin a wheel and, you know, find out mystery ones.
Which is what I've decided to do.
Yeah. And then,
so instead of my normal whip rotation, I'm going to be spinning a wheel. And literally all of my projects will be on it, except for the little one that I've got in my bag.
The sun,
so I could literally be stitching on anything. So it won't be my normal whip rotation for May. It will be spin the wheel and see what we get.
I also suggested monochromatic Mania. So if you have pieces that have like variegated floss, or you're only using one colour, like some of the Long Dog samplers, you know how they only use one colour. There were a couple of others that I'd suggested as well. However, the one I'm doing is Mindful Mania. So I'm being very mindful with which projects that I'm working on, which is a challenge for me because we all know I love to pick up a lot of my projects and put a few days in here and a few days in there, you know. And it's only ever been a couple of projects that I've spent a week on, or maybe just over a week. So my plan is because there's roughly 5 weeks in May, I've got 5 projects pulled out, which will be Nutcracker Stocking, the Flamingo Stocking, the stack of critters stocking. It's a little bit of a pattern
Bit of a theme going on.
And then obviously stained glass elephants, because I want to keep that one moving, and also Polly, aka Harmony, because I usually work on her in the Strident cell. And because I'm picking up Cinderella to work in the Strident cell, I figure I'm going to get a week on Polly, so I should be able to catch up and make up some stitches from the Strident cell, for not doing it there. So that's mine. So I'm only working on 5 projects, so I need all the encouragement, please. Please flood me with your encouragement to stick with just 5 projects, because that is a challenge.
Yeah.
And that's what the Whip Warriors Mania event is to challenge yourself.
Yeah, a realistic challenge, but a challenge.
Yeah, an achievable one.
Yeah.
And if you do successfully complete your challenge, there's little reward system. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I really want to crack on and knuckle down and get this done. Not necessarily to fulfill the event, but just so I know I can do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's Mania.
Yep. Okay. And before we started this morning, the Whipco numbers came out.
Yeah, it was great timing, wasn't it?
It was. So the numbers were...
Number 5 was the first one, I think.
No, 13 was the first one that
13.
came out.
That's right.
So she's actually drawn 3 numbers for May, because 13 for most people is a free space. If people have allocated a project or challenge to number 13, they will have 3 things that they need to do. And if they're doing Mania, that can be a real challenge.
Yeah.
So anyway, 13 for both of us is a free space, because it's our first year doing Whip Go. We didn't want to challenge ourselves too much.
I had free space or new start, but I'm leaning more towards free space because I have had a couple of new starts recently and there's more to come. So I don't particularly want to go and add a whole heap more when I've just finished a few. So
yeah. And there was number 19, which for me was set up and start a new project.
Mine was to finish a piece in a series, I think it was. I checked it just before.
Yeah.
A page or a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the series. That's not happening in May. No.
That might be a bit of a longer goal for that one.
Yeah, yeah. I'll concentrate on that in June.
Yeah. Then there was also number 5, which for me is stitch on a project containing food. Now, my 80s movie night sale, actually, one of the movies I have chosen was, is it Stand By Me? I think that it's in it.
And it's like an apple pie.
It's got a, I think it's a blueberry pie.
Blueberry pie.
Yeah. So it's got a pie.
Yeah,
anyway,
I was thinking.
It's got a pie of some sort.
Not sure what sort of fruit it was.
It's been a long time since I've seen the movie. Maybe we should have to watch that again.
Maybe we should, because we started doing that when they came out. Those.
Yeah, I thought I might do them as I'm stitching on them.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
So, assuming that I actually work on my 80s movie night sale in May, because I'm doing it this weekend, but it's still April.
It's still April.
And then I'm spinning my wheels, so I don't know what I'm stitching on next month.
She says your board, your rules.
That's right.
So if you
and some people do start it when the numbers are released rather than waiting till the start of the month. But I have been waiting till the start of the month. So we'll see what I spin up next week.
Yeah.
Stay tuned next time to find out.
You never know. She might spin the 80 sale as the first
I
project.
may do, and then I'll be stitching on for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh, well, I'll get a lot of progress done.
You
That's
really
what it's all
fly
about.
ahead of me then if you're going to...
Yeah. Well, I still haven't even finished the inner part yet, so, you know.
I haven't finished the inner part either.
Well, we'll get onto it. We'll get there. All right. And
number 5 for me was to stitch on a pattern or a project that has 5+ pages and to do at least 5 hours per day for 5 days. So we've got the 5, 5, 5. So 5+ pages, 5 hours a day.
Is that why you allocated that to number 5?
I did.
You did that on purpose?
Yeah.
Mine were random.
I definitely did. Well, I had it in number square and I was like, that doesn't work for me. I need to put in number 5. So I just swapped the 2 around.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
And that could be either stained glass elephants or poly.
both have more than 5
Yeah.
pages.
They both have more because they're full coverage pieces.
Yeah, they're quite big ones.
That's really going to be ticked off, pretty quickly.
Yeah. Because they're both ones you want to focus on.
Yeah. And so I'll have 13 and 5 ticked off by the end of May. And then the 19 I'll just, scoot it down to June or July, whenever.
Yeah. And that's the thing about Whip Go. You don't have to get them done in the month that they're called. Pretty much, I think, as long as they're done by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so
that's all your Whip Go things.
That's
all right.
it.
So also as part of plans, being that today is Anzac Day, I am going to do an Anzac Day start, and it is called Lest We Forget by Stitch Wit, and we'll pop the link below. It is a free pattern on their website.
It's a beautiful pattern.
It is.
It really
is. And
is.
I'm going to be doing that on a 25 count Zweigart Lugana in black. Because I think it'll really... the pattern actually shows it with a black background.
The reds are going to pop off that black really nicely.
Pop up really nicely. Yeah. And it's a little over 14,000 stitches.
So it'll take a little time.
It'll take some time.
Yep.
I may or may not have it done by next Anzac Day.
I was going to say, that could be a goal for you to have it finished by next
Anzac Day. Could be. But it will end up on the wheel as well for next month. So it may come up. It may not.
I could just see you spinning up the Lest We Forget one. And
all the ones that are on the dark fabrics. Yeah, I know. I'm going to need my light board out a lot. And then I also, because I now have the craft room set up, I have an older frame that is a wooden one that I haven't used for a long time, like a stand.
And it supports a scroll frame.
Yes. I haven't used it for a long time, because it is a bit awkward to have it in front of me on the couch because I sort of have to push it away to get up and down. And when you've got kids and you're up and down a lot, it's just too awkward. So in the lounge room where I do most of my stitching, I've got a Lowry frame that's just flick the thing and swing it away, and quick and easy to get up and down. But now that I've got a craft room, and a couple of times a week we have Zoom calls with some friends, and so I'm in here anyway. So I'm going to use that stand, and because I have a desk chair and it's on wheels. So it'll be easy to get in and out, and usually it's at night time when the kids are in bed. So I don't have to get up and down as much. So I have decided I am going to start a pattern that I picked up at the D-Stash market last year, because I bought my Mirabilia from the same lady, and she mentioned, "Oh, you were the one that bought my owl last year." And I'm like, "Yeah, that was me. I haven't started it yet, but I will." So now I'm going to. So
when we go back next time, I can start it.
I've started it, and if you want to see it, you can watch me on YouTube. So it is White Owl from Artisy. So she had that kitted with the threads, so they're all in there. I just had to supply my own fabric, which I have worked out what I'm going to do it on. And I am going to do it on 14 count, which it has the size down there. When it's completed on 14 count, it's got in inches, 21.5 inches wide by 15.5 inches high. And I worked out that's going to be about the size of an A2 sheet of paper. Or card or whatever, A2 size.
And it only uses 40 colours too, so that's pretty good.
So, and they're all DMC colours, so if for some reason I did run out of what was supplied in the kit from her, I can just substitute them in from my own. And yeah, there's a lot of blues and there's a lot of whites, and it would do my head in, I think, if I was just sitting there stitching solely on that ongoing, but a couple of times a week, little bit at a time, I think it'll be fine.
I think by only having it a couple of times a week, it might be slower in the a longer project for you.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. I'm not in a hurry.
It might be better for you because there are so many blues and whites. Do you know what I mean?
So that I hopefully won't get sick of it and just, throw the whole thing in the corner.
Yeah, no, we don't want that to happen.
So I'm okay with it taking time.
Yeah, because it's a beautiful pattern.
Yeah, and you can buy A2 size frames. So
yes, you can.
So that is a long-term project, that one. And I've, already got a fabric for that one. And, I will get it set up and I will start that one
Excellent.
Probably within the next 2 weeks. So
Nice.
I may have some progress to show on that next
I think
time.
I'm
We'll
rubbing
see.
off on Kylie with the new starts, you know.
You wish.
Someone's got to wish and hope.
Well, I've just gotten to a point where, like, yeah, I want to stitch all the things.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not. I've always wanted to stitch all the things. But for me, it's not the same as it is for you. You get bored easily. Whereas I'm just like, when we're on Zoom and I'm in here, it's like, I've got to bring everything from the lounge room into here and put it back again. So if I have something that's set up in here, it's always ready to go.
It's like a dedicated project.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I'm in here doing stitching, that'll be what I'm working on.
Yeah. So, I need lots of things and lots of colours. And
no, I'm not.
Like a couple of weeks ago,
I could easily sit and be a monogamous stitcher because I used to be. But it is easier to take smaller projects when I go out and about. You know, that's...
For example, when I was working on the stained glass elephants doing those 2,000 stitches, I said to Kylie, I'm sick of stitching with blue, you know. And then when I went to Summer Wishes, I was like, oh, now it's yellow. And then with the earth one I've just started, I'm like, now it's green. And I just, no, it's okay because I'm just working my way through the rainbow. Yeah. Not in order, but that doesn't matter.
It doesn't have to be in order. It's fine. Anyway, so we also have a stitching catch-up coming up. We just had one, and then we're going to go to another one because they're at different venues. So
and it's not like we go to them all the time. Like, no. I mean, I try to go to as many as I can, and you also try to go to as many as you can.
But I have a family, so it's a bit harder sometimes. You know,
it just happened to be that these two are like kind of fall very close to each other. Yeah.
And it's okay because I didn't get to go to my craft groups last week for various reasons. So I did mention last time I had kitted up a new start and I thought I would have started it, but because I didn't get to the craft groups last week, and I did go to my usual Monday one, but that was where I finished off the Durene Jones birthday sale one. So
can't help it.
So hopefully I will have that started next time. Because we should have craft groups. Fingers crossed everyone's well and all the rest of it, that I can actually get to them. Yeah. So
the other thing I wanted to mention is there's only a few days of April left. So if you are stitching on a Durene Jones project for my birthday sale,
get a move on.
Well, yeah, do as much as you can, as much as you want. But make sure you show us. Like, tag
we'd love to
us,
see it.
because we would love to see it. You know, I love seeing all the different Durene Jones projects. And, you know, there's some that people are doing that I haven't seen. So I was like, oh, wow, she's got that one, you know, like.
Oh, no, don't enable her. No.
It's okay. I've been a very good girl lately.
I have not.
I've been putting in the cart and leaving there. So I am going to do a birthday start.
Yeah.
And it is out of the Cross Stitch for the Earth book, and we will show you a picture of the one I'm about to start. And I absolutely love this book. It was extremely hard to find one that was better than the others. This is my number one.
Yeah.
So part of I you know, had a top 10, and then I whittled it down to a top 5, and then I was like, okay, well, let's get cracking. We need to pick one.
Yeah.
So the one I've picked is Wild, and I'm calling it Wild and Free because, as I said before, they don't actually have titles; they just have design numbers.
Yeah.
And the reason why, well, part of the reason why, is because it has an elephant in it. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be stitching it on. Can you hold that tight for me, please, so we can stretch it out?
This
I'm going to be
pretty.
Stitching it on this fabric, and it's got like the sunrise or the sunset at the top of the pattern. So I'm not sure if I want this is like a pink and a green mottle. It's kind of looking a bit brown on camera, but
some of that's looking a bit more pinky down there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's always hard to get the right colours on
Yeah.
camera, whether it's a photo or a video.
Yeah, that's right. So hopefully maybe once I take a photo and start and put some actual colour on it, the background of colour of the fabric might actually
pop a bit more.
Look a bit more true to life. Yeah. So there's pinks and there's greens in there. I was thinking of possibly putting the pinks at the top to sort of look like the sunset sky.
Mm.
And then,
that would look nice.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's going to be a couple more edges that look a bit more pink than the others on the fabric. So.
Yeah, and I mean that's going to be my birthday start. But however, I am going to be doing things for my birthday with a certain someone.
So we don't know what we're doing yet, but we are definitely having lunch.
Yeah, we're definitely having lunch because that's one of our things that we like to do.
Yes.
And so I'm not sure how much I will get done on that, but I will bring it here and I will start it here.
We'll try.
And yeah, if we get stitching time here, that is. Yeah. So I'm definitely not going to have as much as what I had with Take Care of the Earth.
No, won't be that big a start, I don't think. Not the first day anyway.
Yeah, and this is only getting one day because the next day is May the 1st, and that's when Mindful Mania starts. However, Take Care of the Earth had 3 days, so there's a bit of a difference.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, so that's all my plans.
Right, I think that's all my plans too. So now we shall move on to haul.
Yeah,
kind of relates to my plans.
Mm-hmm.
So the Artisy White Owl, the scroll frame that I have in my stand at the moment, a little bit too short.
Yeah. Oh yes, of course it was.
So I went to the Nest. And I know I'm stitching my statue. Yes, I know. Yeah. But I got a longer scroll frame, little bit longer. So it should fit in there just nicely so that I will get the whole width of the pattern so I can basically whip my way across before I need to start scrolling. So that was what I went to the Nest for. But then,
she came back with more than just that.
But, while I was there.
That's right. It can't come home all by itself.
No. So I looked at the threads and I grabbed pretty much all the DMC ones.
Nice selection.
There's a handful there. So, and I found while I was there some of the palettes that you can't even tell what they are really. Like to put in the cushions and things when I make them to give them a bit of weight rather than just putting stuffing in. And it was $3, so that doesn't count as stitching my stash because it's a finishing thing, and I didn't have any, so I had to get that.
And for that amount, you will get a few pillows out because you don't
put a lot in
with that.
No, you put it in with the stuffing. It's just to add a little bit of weight to it.
So you'll get a few pillows.
So I will get a few things out of that. And then they had a pack together. I think it was actually like a kit, but there was no pattern or anything. It had some fabric in it, which is a Zweigart, and I think it might be a 25 count even weave. It didn't actually say on it, and I haven't measured it yet, but I think that's what it is. It's what it looks like. It looks very similar
it does
to
look like
the one I'm using for Quiet Please. So that was in there along with 3 of these, and these are the DMC Pearl Cottons. Now I'm not actually going to use them for stitching, but because they're a little bit thicker, I'm actually going to use them for
lacing,
like the back of projects. So my little ones in hoops, I do that, sort of go around the outside, cinch it.
Yep.
So and yeah, there was 3 of them. They're complete, they're new, and that was $10 for all that. Now these retail for like $5 something each.
That's pretty good.
And I got 3 of them plus the fabric. Plus there was this little chart, which I don't know if that's going to show up. It's got one little needle in there, but it actually shows you the size differences between the needles and the different types of needles.
Oh, really?
And I didn't even realize that until I got home and opened it up, and I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. So it shows you like your sharps.
Oh yeah, and it shows
tapestry
you like the
needles,
and your
Danas, your beading needles, all sorts of things. So I'm like, cool.
That's really cool.
Because I've got needles that I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't remember what size that was or anything.
Yeah, I'm like that
So-
too. As soon as I've taken it out of the packet,
Yeah.
I
And
like
some
I
I
work
got
on it
with
with the project,
kits,
and then and
I don't know
never
what they
remember.
are if the kit
Yeah.
didn't say or anything. So
And we buy different sized needles for different sized
yeah.
projects. And
Yeah.
things,
So I'm like, well, I don't know if I can measure. I haven't tried it, but there's one attached there too, so that was also another bonus.
yeah.
So that was what I got from the nest, and I went by myself. I needed to be quick because I had a limited amount of time.
And you had somebody coming over.
I was literally just going for the frame, and I'm like, well, while I'm here. It took me a while to go through all the DMC threads because I ended up with like 35.
Yeah. And then I was asleep while she went.
Yeah.
So that's how early in the morning she went. And when I woke up, I was like, what's your plans for today? And she's like, oh, I'm at the nest. And I'm like, what? You went without me?
Yes. And I have a little story I need to tell about while I was there.
Okay.
So while I was there, I got to chatting with this lovely lady
Mm-hmm.
who was there shopping for her husband who stitches. She doesn't stitch, but her husband stitches.
Nice.
And she was buying, he only works from kits apparently. And I said, I used to only work from kits too. And then my neighbour gave me all of her old stuff, and I started kitting up my own, and off I went.
And before you know it,
you're starting all the things. There was a little project there which I ummed and ahed about, but in the end I left it, and she took it, and it was a little frog pattern, like a kit, and she got that for her husband. And I said, well, I said, do you know what frogging is? And she's like, no, I'm not from Queensland. Is it a Queensland thing? I said, no, it's a cross stitching thing. And I explained to her what frogging was, about ripping your stitches, so rip it becomes frogging. So she bought this little frog kit for her husband. I said, if he knows about it, he will either laugh or he'll say, get that frog out of the house.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when she went home and
I did let her know about our channel, and she did say she was going to let her husband know. So if that lady and or her husband are watching, could you please leave me a comment and let me know what their reaction was to the
we
frog
would love to know.
kit. I would really love to know.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
And she ended up buying him another one too. She actually bought him the red clover fairy, which is the next one I'm doing after the geranium fairy. Yeah. They had that there, and I was like, oh, I've got that one. So, I did tell her that I was stitching the geranium fairy one. And if he wanted to see how that was coming along, then, he might like to watch us. And
there you go.
It's a quick, easy.
Awesome.
Well, it's an easy stitch. It's fairly quick. So,
yeah.
Hopefully they're watching, and if they are, hello. And please do leave me a comment and let me know about the frog.
That'd be awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the wild.
Yes. So we did go and visit Sharon from Crafty Threads as well, because we already had some fabric on hold there. I know, stitch my stash. Yes. But we did say
we committed
that
to buying
we
this.
had put some things aside with Sharon, and I do have one more with her that she was ordering in for me that hasn't arrived yet, but it's just the DMC iridescent one that I'm stitching the geranium fairy on. So you have seen that already. But so what I got from Sharon, these are going to be probably a little bit crinkly, but we'll try and do our best. This one, if I show it this way I can read, it is a Zweigart 32 count Murano in vintage brown.
It's so pretty, like the modelling in it. I resisted. I was a very good girl and I resisted. I only thought what I'd committed to, but I was very tempted by that one.
So I really like that one. And while we're on the Muranos, so this one is, I think it was a vintage blue, but it's also a 32 count Murano. So I think they call that one the vintage blue or something. I think she said they were both vintage.
Yeah, we've shown that one before because I got that one.
You got one of those before, and I had to buy it because there was only 2 left. And hers couldn't go home alone and leave its friend. So his friend came home with me.
You never know, you might see a new sale start for the two of us.
Maybe if we find something, this one is a Belfast linen, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
32 count. I'm not sure what the colour name on that is.
It's a really soft purple, isn't it?
Like it is.
Lavender.
I'm not sure if it's showing up very well on there, and it is still in the plastic, but yeah, it's kind of a purpley colour, and it's very pretty. I had no idea what I'm going to stitch on any of these yet, but this one is also Belfast linen. I think Ro has shown this one before. I think you have one of these too. I think also 32 count, and it's got like the little stars and triangle in silvery. That's better.
Yeah.
Nice. And it's kind of a
sky piece, like a Christmas piece.
Yeah, something, because it's kind of a grey blue.
Santa flying through the sky or something.
And then this one is a 28 count cashel. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a silvery, got a bit of sparkle to it.
Yeah, silvery grey, sort of.
Yeah.
Sparkly.
With a bit of sparkle.
Yeah, I think that describes it very well.
Yeah, that one's a 28 count.
Awesome.
And what did you get from Sharon?
This is going to be crinkly because it's still in the package. I apologise.
She threw in some DMC needles as well. It's a free gift.
So I got...
Thank you, Sharon.
A piece of 18 count. I'm just going to talk and then I'm going to show you. 18 counts Weigart Ada in the colour Rustico, because I have the pattern My Christmas List and I've been looking for a nice piece of fabric to be able to do that later in the year. So, sorry. So that's the one at the front there. So, sorry about the glare. That's probably the best sort of picture there, Rustico there. And then I picked up some gridded Adas that I had asked Sharon to get in for me. Because I find with full coverage, I like working on the gridded Ada rather than gridding it up myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I can grid it up myself. There's nothing wrong with that. But this just saves that time of me having to grid it. So that's what I got from Sharon at Crafty Threads. Thank you, Sharon.
Okay. And now what else did we have? I'll do this one because you've already mentioned Amanda from Magical Minders. Hi, Amanda. Now, I mentioned in our last video that I bought some needle minders for myself, and I did show them, and I said there was one that I got that I couldn't show because it was a gift and I had not yet given the gift. I have since given the gift.
And that person watches us.
That person watches. Oh.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. And I can show you what it is because I have one the same, which is where she saw it in first place and said, oh, I like that. And I'm like, right, I'm going to have to get that for her. And it was, you probably saw it before. It is this Boys from Supernatural.
And they both love Supernatural.
Because we love Supernatural. And we've both got the Supernatural projects that we did show you when I bought them. And we're both going to be stitching them. So we both needed the Supernatural needle minder.
Fair enough.
And we actually just tea-dyed her fabric ready to start one of them. And we did that last week. And that's when I gave her the needle minder because she said, I'll have to get it all kitted up. I'm like, well, while you're kitting up, you're going to need this. And she was so happy. It made me feel so good that she was so happy.
That's awesome. I love that.
So
spreading the love.
Yes.
Okay. So, my next one is I did an order from Silks for You. They had a colour called Barbie, which is a pink and purple colour. And when it came out, I didn't know anything about Silks for You. And when I went to order it, they were out of stock and they weren't making it anymore. So I was like, okay, well, I've missed out. Then I found out that they brought it back for a second round, and I'll try and show you because it's still in the packaging, but it's beautiful pinks and purples. It's probably going to blend into my top a little bit. So let me move here. Yeah, let me put it across in front of me. Color. So it's beautiful pinks and purples. So it's a hank of silk floss.
Put that behind it. Does that help?
Maybe. Move it around a little bit. And yeah, so it's PR Barbie on their website. And when I bought it, when she brought it back in, they had it was for a small limited time, they had like a discount on it.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that's still available, but yeah. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I thought it can't travel by itself. So I did buy something else, but I can't show you. and then I bought this. So, let's turn it up the right way, shall we? So this is their business card, Silks for You, and there's a little mermaid tail needle minder, and it's like those ones that changes colour. Yeah, let me stick it on there. There we go. It's like those ones that changes colour when you move it. So it goes from like the pinks to the greens to the blues. Well, yeah, we're getting the ring light.
Is it making it better or worse?
We're getting the ring light, but you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. That's good.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Joe's details are there. They're on Facebook. They're also got a website, so you contact them there. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. I love Silks for You. So that was that one.
That was that one.
Do you have any more?
I do, yes. So I mentioned before that I completed one of my Whip Go squares when I did my 500 stitches on Hedwig.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to open another box of my advent calendar, and of course, being an advent calendar, it was all Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But it had 2 of these in it. Maybe the other side.
Maybe the other side, yeah, no glare. There we go.
So I had 2. These are little Christmas ornaments that you can stitch on. They've got the hole for you to put, a ribbon or a thread or whatever.
And they're wooden,
to hang them, and they are wooden ones.
Yeah.
And I haven't stitched on a lot of wooden stuff before. So
well, there's something new for you to try.
That's something new for me to try, and I will do them up somehow, something for Christmas. Mm-hmm. Once I get through all this advent calendar, there may be patterns for some of these things that I've got in there. Yeah. I just don't know. I'm not opening them in the order they were intended, of course, either, because I'm opening them in Whip Go order.
Yeah, that's right. So
as I finish the things. So I think until I've opened like everything, then I'll be able to work out, okay, so this fabric and this floss went with this thing and that went with the other, you know. So
swings and roundabouts.
Yes.
Okay.
So you want to do something?
Yeah.
Because I've got more.
Oh, you have got more? Okay. I just wanted to quickly show.
I have not behaved myself.
You're supposed to be behaving yourself.
Yeah, but I'm not buying a lot of stuff.
That's true. That's true.
Most of it is free. True. So, or I already had it or whatever.
Now, I've been given a few early birthday presents.
Not from me yet.
No. My sister got me a Spotlight gift card. So I was like, thank you very much. That will go to good use.
Shopping.
And
she's allowed to spend it.
It's not my money.
No, so she's allowed to spend it. She has to spend it. She's expected to spend it.
That's right. And then I had asked my mum and my sister and my husband to get me some books that I particularly wanted, because I don't know why, but they say I'm hard to buy for, and I'm like, I really don't think I am. Anyway, I said, these are the books that I want. So you can buy me one each if you want, or whatever, go for your life. Anyway, my husband comes out a couple of hours later and says, I've put the money in your account, go and buy them. So I was like, what?
Yep.
Bought them. They came from the UK, and I was extremely happy when they came.
So you've seen that one.
This one may look familiar.
So you've already shown that one.
So this is the reason why I was saying before with the new start that I possibly shouldn't have had access to the pattern as yet.
Because it's not quite her birthday yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one.
5 days to go.
Yeah.
Not that I'm counting.
No.
This is the second one. Cross stitch for the soul. The first one was cross stitch for the earth. And these are in order of my favourites. So that's my second favourite. And then this is the last one. So cross stitch for the heart. So I got those 3 for a birthday present. That was lovely. And then when we went to the Stitchy catch-up last week, one of my very good friends, Lexi, hi Lexi, I asked if I could, use her name. She knows I like gnomes. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put these in here and hopefully, they'll fit. So she bought me 4 little gnomes. So we're going to be very careful here. Trying not to shake. But yeah, she got me those 4 little gnomies. Thank you. And for my birthday sale last year, when we did Shannon Christine, Lexi participated, and it was her first time stitching on black. She did an awesome job.
She's done very well.
And it was her first time beading. So I just wanted to say, very well done. I haven't had a chance to iron it yet because it has beads on it. And I really want to take the time to be able to do it, you know, give it justice. So it's beautiful. And there's all gold beads in it. It's lovely. She's done such a fantastic job. And I didn't actually know that she was stitching this for me. And then she told me a couple of months ago that she had something for me, and she told me, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so kind of you. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we just thought she was stitching it to participate in the stitch along. And then
And
like,
I had forgotten about it. And so when she gave me a little box of goodies on Saturday, I was surprised all over again. So I was very grateful, very thankful. And I will frame it and it will go up in my house.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So that were a few little birthday gifts, early ones. What else have you got?
So a little while ago we mentioned that we won some prizes from another Flosstuber, Shady Trees Stitches. So we both won some vouchers, and then we spent the vouchers and got some fabric, and I did show that at the time. And then I also bought a little PDF pattern, and that came in last time, since the last time we filmed.
Awesome.
So it is called Santa at the Beach, and it is by Paddock Lane Designs. So thank you, Lisa, for that. And I have been very, as I said, I've been watching a lot of Cross Stitch the Globe, and I've been enabled by
as you do,
by Stephanie and Alison. So they did a whole video on owl forest embroidery, and they have a lot of free patterns. So I went and got quite a few of theirs.
They're freebies, and freebies count as being able to be.
I didn't buy anything.
Yes,
they're not taking up any physical space, so I'm allowed,
because
when I get to the point of stitching them, I will be stitching from my stash. I'll be using fabric and threads that I already have. So I got Easter baskets, Emerald City, fairy tale houses, pumpkin carriage. Now this one I actually did already have, and I have got kitted and am keen to start. And Stephanie has been stitching this one, and it's really making me want to get started on mine. So maybe we need to do like a Cinderella sell or something. Because it fits into that.
That'd be cool.
So yeah. Pumpkin Colour Autumn was the other one I got from them. And then I also got some freebies from Tiny Modernist, because of those ladies have been getting some of those patterns too. So I got Halloween Cat, Witch's Brew, Sewing Room, Halloween 2015, Home Stitch Home, and Coffee and Tea was also from them. And then I also, when I went to find the link for the Lest We Forget pattern at Stitch With, I enabled myself, and maybe I'll enable Stephanie and Alison, who knows, or anyone else. So I got from them, other than the Lest We Forget pattern, Halloween 2022, Hello Summer 2023, Hello Autumn 2021, Summer Sunshine, Leprechaun's Welcome, Hello Winter, and Winter Mittens. I may or may not stitch them, but they were there as freebies now. So you got to get them while they're there, right? They may not always be there as freebies.
I mean, designers have the right to take away freebies at any time they like.
Exactly. So, you know, they may not be there. So I grabbed them while they were there. And if I get to them, I get to them. And if I don't, I don't. But it's cost me nothing, and it is not taking up any physical space in my house. So
that's right. And when you
allowed,
like you said, when you do go to stitching, you'll be using stuff from your stash.
Exactly. Yes. So that is all my haul. Did you have any more haul?
I do. Speaking of when we did the Stitchy catch up last weekend.
Yes.
Sometimes some people bring in some patterns they want to get rid of, they want to destash, or you know, whatever else the case may be. And I purchased 2 patterns very cheap from one of my friends, Angie. Hi, Angie.
Hi.
And I fell in love with these ones. So yeah, there we go. Perfect. This is a little birth sampler with little jungle animals, and you know how I love my elephants and jungle animals. And then this one I've actually seen Lauren from Cross Stitch Bunny stitching on, and she has a goal of stitching so many animals per month.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
And I've been following along with her for quite a while, and I love seeing this one come together. She's down around the pig and the quail at the moment. Last time I saw her, I think she had maybe just started the rooster, and she's done everything above that. So if you want to check out how this one's progressing, just go over to Cross Stitch Bunny, and she's an English floss tuber.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll link her.
Yep. And then these ones were freebie ones. And I didn't know it at the time, but I'm thankful I picked it up. I'm becoming an auntie again.
Yay, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited. So now at least I have a few baby patterns I can pick from. And I don't know, the universe must have been just telling me to pick these up. So yeah. There's a few here. Obviously I'm not going to be stitching them all, right now, but
depends how many babies she has.
She's not a rabbit.
No.
We're not going to have 1,000 babies. So, and I could take bits and pieces from these ones and do different things. Yeah. So this one's got a front and a back. And then, some of these ones you could do for toddlers too.
Oh, yeah, they don't even have to be
trains, for example.
Yeah, they don't have to be baby.
Yeah.
And, you could stitch them on clothing. You could do a framed thing. You could put it on a bib.
And that one's got a back as well.
Oh, it's got a back.
Yeah. Yeah, so you could do really anything.
Oh, blanket.
So there's a lot of different options there. So whatever I choose or whatever I decide to do is obviously going to come out of that. I've got a good selection now, so it's not like I don't have anything to stitch for a baby.
No, that's right.
And then the last little one was just a one of the freebie ones that come from one of the magazines, The World of Cross Stitching, and it was just thrown up there as a freebie. So yeah,
cool, very good. Right, is that all of your haul?
I've got one more.
You got one more? All right,
real quick. So last Thursday, when craft wasn't on, I hadn't been planning to go because another friend of mine wanted to go to the craft show. We went together. So I got some new snips. Now I've forgotten to bring the third one. The third one was a purple one. So these snips.
You were using it on the weekend.
I was using it, yeah. And I was like, what projects? I've left that project bag at home.
Yeah.
These snips are really good. So basically what you do is you push that little silver bit up and then you push it down and then there's a groove there for your finger and the rest of your fingers and you just...
Oh, it makes it like springy.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
You can even go like that. So I like these ones because they're nice and easy to use. You just push that down, put them back together and put the lid on so they're not actually going to stitch,
stab you,
poke into anything,
Holes in your fabric.
Yeah, I like the ones with the covers. And then I got a little bag of scissors, which are different ones. So those ones you see right in the front there with a little blade, they're the ones you can take on the aeroplane. So they were in a little kit.
A little bag full.
I got my first cottage garden threads.
Oh, that's pretty.
And this one's Bluebell. Can you hold that closer for me, please? So blues and purples. I did have another one that I wanted to get, but they didn't have it in stock there. So I was like,
bugger.
Later on. It's
another
okay.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always another time. And then I have wanted to start some sashiko for a little while.
Right.
So I bought this one from Indigo Niche. And so it's a sashiko panel. I'll take a photo and show you. And it's got like the thread in there. So that'll be the thread color. and the proper Sashiko needles.
Excellent.
And then I treated myself to 2 books.
More
so I've
books.
got Durene Jones,
Ah.
the book of cross stitch. So this one shows you how to make your own charts and do different bits and pieces, use the software, all that sort of stuff. So you might want to have a little look through that.
I can have a look later.
And then this one I got from Susan Bates because I did the 9 memory jars from her, and I really like her as a designer. So this is a new book.
So cute.
Yeah. So My Cross Stitch Doll it's called, and the patterns in there have all these dolls in there, and then they also have mix and match pieces in there.
What, so like you could do the doll with a different outfit or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
or you can put swimmers on the doll.
Oh my God.
Or you can put a hat on the doll.
Oh, these are so cute.
And they're really she's done it so it encompasses the whole world. So people of different ethnicities, different religions, you know, there's one with
that's great.
I can't think of what it is.
Different
headdresses and those sorts of things. So yeah, I really recommend that book. If you can get a chance to have a flick through,
I will later.
Or have a look at it. Yeah, and no sewing machine required, which is what I loved. So basically what you do is you stitch the front and then you stitch the back.
Yeah.
And then you turn them right sides together, stitch around the edges, and then you leave a little gap, pull them in the right way out, stuff them with your stuffing, and then you just close up that little gap, and then you just stitch up between the legs, and yeah, you're done.
That's
so
very cute.
No sewing machine required.
Excellent.
That's all my haul.
That's all your haul. We had a bit of haul this time between us. So we also had a random act of kindness. Our friend Jeanette.
Hi, Jeanette.
I know she'll be watching. Her dad makes personalised firewood. Now, it's not firewood that you burn.
No, we're not burning this.
Not burning this. No way, no how. So he's cut out our names from a piece of wood.
I'll hold mine here because it's probably better.
Yeah. So
I love how my O is sort of on a lean. It's like, it's
character like me. It's rolled in.
Yeah. It's got a bit of character like me.
It's very cute. So these are very cute, and apparently we can stain them or paint them or just leave them as they are.
Yeah.
So that was really lovely. So thank you.
Yeah,
to
that was a
Jeanette's
bit
dad.
of a surprise because I didn't know this was happening. You made a piece up and Jeanette was showing us, and I was like, oh, I've got to have that. So I've got it on the blackboard here. So it says, I don't drink coffee to wake up. I wake up to drink coffee.
It's very cute.
So I was like, I know someone who would love that. And it perfectly suits them because they drink coffee all day long like it's going out of fashion. So, yeah, I got that from Jeanette's dad too.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I love it. It's wonderful.
We do appreciate it.
Big love.
Because he didn't have to do the name ones for us.
Yeah.
Like that one he already did, and you saw it and then said, yes, can I have that?
Yeah.
But these ones he did up.
Yeah.
You know.
I was so excited when I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you very much for that. All right. And then you wanted to mention some floss tubes. We've already mentioned Cross Stitch the Globe quite a few times because I've been watching a lot of their videos.
Cross Stitch the Globe have inspired me to pick up Cinderella.
Yes.
And also Helen D inspired me. She has a little tutorial out there how to make a beading tin, and it's similar to your
did see that
tin.
Wherever I've put that now.
That you've got for your handbag. Yeah, so
that's
it's similar
sort of
to that size. And she's got like a covered button in there that's upside down, and it has like a little sticky bead mat, and that's where you put your beads so your beads don't go flying everywhere.
Yeah, it was really good. It's a great tutorial. So if you haven't seen it, we'll link it below. Go and have a watch of that if you do beading.
Yeah. So she's inspired me. I kind of really want to
make up your own.
Yeah. I've got to find the bead.
I kind of do too, and I don't even do really beading, but I might one day.
Well, I've got a lot of bead projects that will need beading at the end. So I figure that if I do one, I'll probably do two, and I may even do 3 or 4 or 5. Who knows?
Well, I have a birthday too. So.
Really?
I do.
What? Get out of town.
And you've got plenty of time to get it done between now and then. So.
Start now and I'll have finished by then.
Yeah. All right. So that's everything for today. If you have gotten this far, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share our videos with your friends, because obviously the more the merrier. And we're hoping to get our numbers up to 150 or 200.
Well, let's make a challenge by the next time we film, so in 2 weeks. Let's make it to 150.
At least.
Yeah. And then after that, we will let everybody else know as we go up.
Yeah.
Because if we can get to 150 next time, we'll do, something.
We'll celebrate anyway.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so to help get our numbers up and get our videos out there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. Until next time,
stay crafty.